Number 2, and being greedy for the mundane achievements. The third one is sloka number 3. Utsaha nishaya dhairyat tat karma pravartanat sangat tyago sato vrite shabdir shadbir bhakti prasiddhyate. So there are 6 principles which are favorable to Krishna consciousness. Earlier we said 6 principles which are unfavorable. Now we are saying 6 principles which are favorable to Krishna consciousness. Being enthusiastic, we should always be utsaha, endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to regulative principles, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Swaranam, and abandoning the association of non-devotees and following the footsteps of previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. So here Rupa Goswami quotes this Bhagavatam or Bhakti Rasamrita in this sloka. Anya bilashta sunyam dhyana karma dhanavratam anukulyena krishnanu bhakti ruttamam. He says unalloyed devotion service. They should not have any desires at all. We should not have any karma at all. Uttama bhakti is explained, or unalloyed devotion service is explained, and the devotion to the Supreme Personality of God should be very pure. We should not expect the palapeksha. We should not have expect any results. We should not have any abhilasha. We should not have any karma, any desires. So it involves rendering devotional service which is favorable to the Krishna, which is favorable to the Lord. This devotional service should be free from any extraneous motive and divide of ahaitiki aprahitahiti, unmotivated and undisturbed. The devotion service should be like this. It is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is, and devoid of fruitive karma, impersonal jnana and all other selfish desires. So the pure devotional service is explained here as it should be unmotivated and undisturbed. And we should not have any material motives at all, any material motives. And we should not have any, we should not pravartana like, behave like jnanis or karmis. We should render pure devotional service. That is pure, the Uttama Bhakti. That is called Uttama Bhakti. So Bhakti is sort of a cultivation. As soon as we see cultivation, we must refer to activity. Cultivation of spirituality does not mean sitting down idly for meditation, as some pseudo yogis teach. Such idle meditation may be good for those who have the information of devotional service, who have no information of devotional service. So here Rupa Goswami also explains that pure devotional service is not like this, just sitting idly and doing meditating. That's not a pure devotional service. He says pure devotional service is cultivation of pure devotional service does not mean sitting down idle for meditation, because such idle meditation has no information about a devotional service. The pure devotional service is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. This is called pure devotional service, the 9 process of devotional service. So hearing, chanting the holy names of the Lord, and doing Pada Sevanam, doing deity worship and offering prayers, and rendering devotion service like Hanuman, Satyam like Arjuna, and Atmanivedana like Bali Chakravarti. So all these things, all these 9 types of devotion service is pure devotion service. So we should have enthusiastic, we should have utsaha. Only then we can do devotion service. If you don't have any enthusiasm, then we can definitely, our devotion service will comes to the culmination. And we should be very confident that whatever devotional service we do, we should have a positive thinking that definitely I am going to attain Supreme Personality of God. Definitely I am going to have Krishna Prem one day. But by rendering devotional service, definitely I am going to attain Krishna. With that confidence, we should always have that. And we should be always tolerant till we reach the point of the exalted position. We should always be tolerant and patient. So then only we can slowly and steadily observe and analyze the devotion, analyze the activities what we are doing it. And acting according to regulative principles, we should always follow the regulative principles, that Shravanam, Kirtanam, Swanam, that 9 devotional types of devotional service. And we should make sure that we should not have the association of non-devotees. And also we should also follow the footsteps of previous acharyas, that is 12 Mahajans, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So we should follow their footsteps always. This is all about text 3, and we will go to text 4 now. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable, dadati pratigranati, guhyam akyati prachati, bhungte bhojayate chaiva, sadavidam priti lakshanam. So here Rupa Goswami says about 6 exchanges between the devotees. One should present gifts to devotees, and one should also receive the gifts given by the devotees. And that's first giving the charity to the devotees, accepting the devotees whatever they may offer in return, opening one's mind to the devotees, that is guhyam akyati prachati, very very important, incurring them about the confidential service to the Lord, honoring prasada or spiritual food given by the devotees, feeding the devotees with prasada. It's very very important. An experienced devotee explains and an inexperienced devotee learn from him. This is guhyam akyati prachati. So here Rupa Goswami stresses more on this. So in cultivation of devotion service, many devotees gives charities to temples, to the Vaishnavas. So that is one type of activity we can exchange, and also devotees should receive it, should accept from the devotees whatever they may offer in return. So opening one's mind to the devotees. So guhyam akyati prachati, this is called. So we should always reveal whatever the weakness we have in cultivating the devotion service. So because of that, see, Srimad Bhagavatam has manifested. Because in spite of so many works, literature works by Vyasa Muni, like Mahabharata and so many Puranas, Itihasas, Upanishads, still Vyasadeva was not able to satisfy with whatever he has written. He was totally in lamentation. So at the right time he approached his spiritual master Narada Muni, and right time Narada Muni also appeared there, so that they had a guhyam akyati prachati. That means the Vyasa Muni was able to reveal whatever the weakness and whatever the things he has done. So due to his dissatisfaction, Narada Muni was able to clarify all his doubts. So if a disciple has any doubts, he should approach his mentor, or if mentor is not at all favorable to him, he can write down a letter that I am not at all comfortable with you, so please do some alternative for me, or show some other way so that I can advance in Krishna consciousness. So a disciple also should reveal his uncomfortableness towards his relationships. So the relationship should be very healthy and energetic. We should not have ego feelings in between the devotees. So that is why Vyasa Maharshi had explained everything. So Narada Muni explained to him, you have written you have written everything in your previous literature works, but you have not glorified Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But about the achievements done by the pietic people, you have written everything about the pietic people, but you have not glorified Krishna and his devotees. So now you have to glorify Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even in modern society also, the source of all the achievements or all the developments, all advancement in modern society is only from the mercy or from the grace of Lord only. But people themselves are boasting themselves. People boasting themselves as it is because of me I have it has done. It is because of me all these things happen. But behind that there is a supreme engineer. So they have totally forgotten about that. That is why we are always stuck by the doubts or samshayas. So Guhyamakyati Prachati plays a major role. That is, when our secrets are disclosed to the confidential devotees, then definitely the problem will be sorted out. So whenever the consequences arises or whenever the problem arises, so we should not go on spreading or telling ill of others. So if we disclose this problem to one person, that person will spread to another 10 persons, and the opposite person will disclose this problem, and he will tell to some other person. So it becomes fully scattered and becomes a major issue. So in Kali Yuga, the small things will become a very major issue. So for that, the solution is both of them should come together and discuss the points, and both of them should appreciate each other. First of all, the practical appreciation should be there within each other. The practical humility should be there. Only then, if the humility is not there, then the problem will never get solved. So because of this, in modern society, they will go to there are so many litigations are there. Just because of 1 feet or just because of 2 feet of land, they go to High Court, Supreme Court, and finally both of them will become bold and they'll get disease. Then nobody will get it. At last, their property will lying idle. Like this, so many things happens in modern society. Just because they have not come together for one conclusion, they have not appreciated each other. They doesn't have any values of humility. This is a problem. So that is why we should come together. Both the parties should come together, and they should prize themselves, like how Ramanand Rai and the conversation between Ramanand Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in near river Godavari. So Ramanand Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sent by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. You can go and meet this particular devotee, very great devotee is there. So after the information got from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai Mahaprabhu approaches Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai is from a very low caste. He is not, he is a Vijatiya. He is not Swajatiya. So people now, they have this discrepancies or differences, that you are this jati, you are that clan, you are this clan. But what is there in a clan? Because everybody is part and parcel of Lord. So there is no differentiation in human beings. Only difference is our how we approach the person and how we take the person and how we accept the person. If we think he is low caste, he is low caste only. If we think he is high caste, he is high caste. Prabhupada says, if you have white glasses and see, everything will be seen white, and if we have black glasses and it will be seen, everything will be black. So we have to take everything as the part and parcel of the Lord. So we should see all the living, not only human beings, even other creatures also, we should see them the part and parcel of the Lord. Then there will not be any discrepancies. So we should try to give them, we should try to educate them, the lower caste people, because they are not exposed to this this Viveka Buddhi. So we should give them Viveka Buddhi. We should try to give them Viveka Buddhi. Otherwise, we should distribute some prasadam offered to the Lord, so that they can be promoted to the higher platform of devotion service. So the Guhyamakyati Dadati Pratiranati means giving charity and accepting the charities. And Guhyamakyati Prachati here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is appreciating because of you, Vaishnava. So many thousands of Brahmanas, they were able to open their mouth and chant the holy names of the Lord, and they have become liberated. And Ramananda says, "Oh my Lord, you are Ishvara, you are the controller of entire universe. And how can you say that because of my association, because of your glance, and just because of your glance, and just because of your presence here, all these Brahmanas got liberated, and they started chanting the holy names of the Lord. And how you can say that I'm just a low caste, I'm a conditioned soul, and I am sense gratifier. He is degrading himself. That is the greatest values of humility a Vaishnava, a pure Vaishnava has. So Mahaprabhu says, you are Mahabhagavato. You are Mahabhagavata. I heard from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that how great you are, how your devotion service is uplifting other people also surrounded by you. So like this, everyone, both of them should have appreciation, and both of them should glorify themselves. So finally, Ramananda also not stopped glorifying Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu also not stopped glorifying Ramananda. Like this, only then like this we have to behave, or like that we should act according to the circumstances. So another one, the fourth one is when one boy approached Prabhupada and asked, if I leave and stop, if I put a stop for everything, for all my material activities, my business, my jobs, everything, and if I come to the spiritual life, spiritual world, if there also I get terminated, or if I get uncomfortable in that place, and what is my plight, what is my condition? Prabhupada says, spiritualism will never give you the reverse orders, will never make you stop at one point. You can go on developing, you can go on advancing, unless or otherwise you are very, very serious and sincere. Definitely spiritualism will lead to the greatest point of cliff, so that you can uplift all your activities, you can make your chitta purify. So that is why you take the guidance of a mentor, and mentor and mentee should have very healthy relationships. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, I thought it was not. So even in Bhagavad Gita also you can say 4.4, Krishna says, Arjuna also encourages. It is a question. It is like this: of the asking questions and asking questions to the mentor, and the mentor is giving answers to the mentee. Like this only we have to resolve the problems. The problems will be resolved only because of questioning and answering. So in 4.4 also, we can see in Bhagavad Gita, transcendental knowledge, the chapter name is Transcendental Knowledge. Arjuna is asking question to Lord, aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvata, katam etad vijaniyam tvam ado proktavan iti. Arjuna said, so the sun god Vivasvan is senior by birth to you. How am I understood that is the beginning you instructed this to him? Because Krishna says in before the previous sloka that I have already taught this Bhagavad Gita to sun god Vivasvan. So and Vivasvan has communicated this Bhagavad Gita to Manu, and Manu in turn instructed to Ikshvaku. So sun god to Manu and Manu to Ikshvaku. So he is asking, see, sun god is very senior to you, and how can you insect Bhagavad Gita to him. So for that Krishna is answering in 5th sloka that Sri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni me Vyatitani Janmani Tava Cha Arjuna Tani Aham Veda Sarvani Natvam Veda Parantapa. The personality of God is answering, said, many births you and I have taken, but you have forgotten about all these things. But I am still remembering that. But you cannot. I can remember, but you cannot. O subduer of the enemy, Krishna is saying. So, Ajopisan Avyatma Bhutatma Ishvaropisan Prakritim Swam Adistaya Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates. And although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So Krishna is telling, so you and I have taken many births, but you cannot remember all those things, but I can remember you. I remember everything as a Paramatma. And also Krishna says, I am unborn. Aja. Aja means unborn. He is not born. And my transcendental body never deteriorates. Because I am Paramatma and you are Jiva. Your body deteriorates and my body never deteriorates. Here also we can understand the philosophy. So the Lord never deteriorates and the Jiva bodies will get deteriorated. So and I am the Lord of all living entities. So I still appear in millennium after millennium. So you can see in all the scriptures that both Lord and his devotees and Guru and mentor, they are playing a dominant role by Guhyam Akyati Prachati, means they are answering, they are discussing each other and the problems are resolved and the doubts are clarified especially. Even in ordinary social activities, these 6 types of dealings between 2 loving friends are absolutely necessary. For instance, when one businessman wishes to contact another businessman, he arranges a feast in the hotel and over the feast openly expresses what he wishes to do. He and then inquires from his business friend how he should act and sometimes presents or exchange it. Thus, whenever there is a dealing of preeti or love in intimate dealings, these 6 activities are executed. In the previous verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advised that one should renounce worldly association and keep company with the devotees. Sangatyajo Sato Vritti. So this center, this International Society of Krishna Consciousness, as facilitating so many opportunities for Preeti Lakshanam. We can exchange love between so many people if you become a devotee. So the society was started single-handedly because people are coming forward and dealing with the give and take policy. The society is now expanding all over the world. We are glad that people are coming to our centers and they are taking advantage of that, and we are also receiving so many donations, receiving so many small donations and small gifts, so that we can print books, we can distribute books, so that we can cook prasadam and distribute prasadam, so that we can construct temples. All the charities we are receiving from the different peoples, we are using for the higher purpose, for the loka kalyanam. So people should understand this. People also should donate in a sattva guna, in a goodness, because if the charities are misused or misutilized, then the charity giver and the charity receiver both will be ruined in their life. So that is why one should also give charities in sattva guna, not in rajo and tamo guna. So like this, our society, our International Society for Krishna Consciousness is it is contributing so much to the present day modern world. So people should understand and should come up to and they should take the advantage of coming to the centers, and they can cultivate their devotional service, and they can make their chitta purify, and they can make their behavior, their lifestyle and the devotional services in a proper way, so that we will be able to guide them in a proper manner. So whatever the scriptures recommends. So even when we cook the prasadam also, it should be distributed, and we should also accept the prasadam, and also we should distribute the prasadam also. And very importantly, the significant role of a grostha is he should invite the devotees or invite different people surrounded by him, and he should make a satsanga, and the glories of Lord and his devotees are discussed, and the prasadam should be distributed to them, and the devotees also should honor the prasadam. That is called bhungte bhojete chaiva. Offer the bhoga and take honor the prasada and distribute the prasadam to you. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a sloka by 22:127. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunaya. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunaya. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udaya. Pure love for Krishna consciousness. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, the living entity naturally awakens. Since Krishna consciousness is inherent in every living entity, everyone should be given a chance to hear about Krishna simply by hearing and chanting. So Shravanam Kirtanam plays a significant role here. That is when hearing and chanting is awakened, then the heart will be purified. When the heart is purified by Shravanam and Kirtanam, then the living entity naturally awakens, because everyone has Krishna consciousness, but it is in a dormant state. It should be awakened by taking the association of devotees. And Mahaprabhu also quoted in his Sikshastakam that Cheto Darpanamarjanam Mahamadavag Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidanam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnam Swadanam Sarvatma Sapnam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, because by chanting the holy names of the Lord, one cleanses his heart, just like when we see the dust on the mirror, we just wipe it off the dirt and removes the dirt. Similarly, we by chanting the holy names of the Lord, our dust in the heart will be cleansed. So the Sankirtana movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of benediction moon, like how the moon spreads its rays so that the fruits, vegetables will get the pure swad or pure taste. Like similarly, our heart also will get the benediction of having a pure taste for the holy names of the Lord. So and so many countries are having big summits or big conferences to acquire peace, but they are heading towards the wrong path. Because if you want to have peace in the society, if you want to have tranquility, and if you want to have peace of mind, tranquility, and friendly relationship between the countries, one must follow the Krishna conscious system of religion, by which they can develop their dormant love for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. As soon as people do so, the minds will be immediately be filled with peace and tranquility. In this regard, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wants all the devotees engaged in broadcasting the Krishna consciousness, and not to speak to the impersonalist Mayavadis, who are always determined to oppose such theistic movements, because the world is full of atheistic movements, and the political parties of the world take advantage of Mayavada and other atheistic philosophies to promote materialism. Sometimes they even back a strong party to oppose Krishna consciousness movement. So regarding consuming food also, Mahaprabhu says, Vishaira Anna Kaile Dusta Haya Mana. By eating food prepared by non-devotees or worldly people, one's mind becomes wicked. That is why unless one is very advanced, he is unable to utilize everyone's contribution to further the Krishna consciousness. Therefore, on principle, one should not accept the charity from the Mayavadis or atheists. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has forbidden devotees to associate even with the ordinary men who are too addicted to material sense gratification. So that is why the persons who are seriously practicing Krishna consciousness or devotions, pure devotion service, they will not honor they will not accept the food which are prepared by the people who are worldly minded people and who are too much attached to sense gratification and who are too much wicked, so that our consciousness will get corrupted. So the conclusion is that we should always keep company with devotees and observe the regulative devotion service, follow in the footsteps of Acharyas, and in full obedience carry out the orders of the spiritual master. And Rupa Goswami also allocated that how our earnings should be distributed, like that 50% of the income should be dedicated to Krishna consciousness, and 25% for our own relatives, and 25% for personal emergencies. That's how the 100% of our earnings should be divided, and it should be allocated. That example has been followed by Srila Rupa Goswami, the great Acharya of our lineage. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.